welcome everyone again. We will discuss about cleanliness, technical cleanliness in assembly and then laboratory. And our leader, our presenter will be Bernadette. Bernadette, I let you the speech. Please go on and teach us. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the invitation. As Adam mentioned, that I will make a short conversation regarding the technical cleanliness and the requirements concerning the assembly and the laboratory as well. But I would like to ask you that to do this coffee break on the interactive way. So if you have any question, that do it and put on it in place, and then let's make a short discussion about the topic, if it's successful to you also as well. I would like to focus today the three aspects from technical cleanliness point of view. In QFD, we are working definitely with the VDA 19.1 and 19.2, but not in this sequence, because the key point is the 19.2 and a little bit part of the 19.1 as well. The key point is that how we plan the technical cleanliness on the assembly, but not only on the assembly, but in the environment from human resource point of view, the logistic steps, and also an equipment level to respect the requirements from product point of view. After the planning, and if we are making on the proper way the planning, then we have the possibility to make the implementation to reach the final target that more or less can be successful in the serial production, or minimum in the ramp-up phase, we are able to improve the, let's say, the results of the technical cleanliness on the parts. The last point, which should be the first one, is the mindset. It's a little bit similar like when we are speaking about the quality mindset. There should be also in the organization the technical cleanliness mindset, due to the fact that this is one of the most expensive activity on the plant when it's jumped up by the product, and the organization needs to force this direction. So we are speaking about €1 million, and the difference is also more million euros between the different level of the technical cleanliness. If we go the next page, then we need to clarify that which kind of key points we have according to the technical cleanliness, which is impact to the planning of this process, let's say. The first is, which is mainly the prerequisition of the planning and the implementation of it, is to know that what is the technical cleanliness specification for the product. Without this, we are not able to decide that which kind of environment do we need to implement during the project phase. And also we are not able to manage the control of this activity on the proper way. Today, I can tell you that without the laboratory, the plant is not able to cover the technical cleanliness level of the product, because what we know that the process is non-capable process anyhow. In this part of that the specification or the the specification of the product is minimum the functional relevant dimension, which means that we have to take care as the special characteristics, let's say, in the process. So we should able to provide the proper outcome of it during the serial production. Due to the fact that this is not an capable process, and it's very expensive to measure always the parts, then we have to cover somehow the proper way of the environment, of the shop floor, of the logistic activity, the human resource activity also as well. The second point here, which is the clear, let's say, evaluation is necessary for that, that how we are able to produce the enough clean parts. And the focus is on the enough words, because the level of what does it mean is enough is always depends on the specification of the product. So if we are not respect the product specification and the prerequisition of the this process to set up this process, then we can make the overcosting this process. So for instance, if we need only the CG1 area for the shop floor and or the environment, is not necessary to make the CG2 or CG3, but in despite of that, we are making the CG2, which is the cleanliness room, then this means that we are overcosting the project, which can impact to the piece price definitely finally, or the positive margin in the project. So that's the reason why it's critical point this, that how we decide that what we need and what does it mean that enough clean parts. What is the difference between the 19.2 and 19.1? In 19.2, we set the process, let's say, not only the assembly, but as I said, that the first is the environment, and the environment will be the driven that how we decide the activity in the others, like in the logistic steps or in the assembly lines or the planning of the assembly, definitely, and also from human resource point of view. And all the items, let's say, can be very expensive if we are not working or not making the planning on the proper way. So therefore, I made a short timeline, which can be visible clearly in the next page. Mainly we use always the VDA direction, let's say, in the timeline. And you see clearly that which kind of activity do we need in the different phase. In the contract award phase is the most critical from technical cleanliness point of view. What do you think, why? To be on the interactive way, this coffee break.
To be able to get the right number of investments.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. As I said, that if we see the differences from cost point of view between the different level of the technical cleanliness area or the environment, how we set, that we are always speaking about more million euros. In CG1 is normally to cover the laboratory activities is roughly 5 million euro. In case of the CG2, we are speaking about 100 square meters. What we use it as the, let's say, the numeric value for that. In CG2, which is the cleanliness room, and this is not clean room, the cleanliness room is up to 10 million euros, together with the laboratory as well. But in case of the clean room, where we have to have the clean technology, clean air technology, definitely, and this is the most expensive item of this, and the infrastructure behind of this is also necessary to set up, then it's up to 25 million euros. So if we are making on non-proper way this, and make the calculation on the wrong way, or we are not respecting the technical cleanliness requirements in the quotation phase, for instance, we face this several times during the different audits, then later on, this causes a huge waste on product level, definitely, in the piece price. And the margin, which should be the positive margin beginning of the project, finally in the SOP will be negative margin, definitely. So that's the reason why the key point is the contract award phase. So when we are making the planning in the contract phase, then we have to respect that which kind of infrastructure do we need based on the technical cleanliness specifications. So we have to have it due to the fact that this is a special characteristic. So it has to be checked during the contract phase, and also the organization needs to decide that how they want to manage it during the serial production. Also has to cover with this infrastructure, the environment of the area, the logistic concept, the human resource activity, and the assembly itself. So when we have the development phase, in the development phase, we have to make the part verification according to the technical cleanliness requirements. This is required by the VDA too. So the PPA, in the PPA activities also inside that you have to measure the parts. But if you see the customer requirements like Volkswagen Group, they have the norm where they decide also that you have to measure the environment as well. So it's not, and also the technology. So it's not enough to measure only the parts, but you have to ensure that the environment and sometimes the packaging is also inside in the contract. So it is clearly described that you have to measure it. So that's the reason why it's important that without laboratory to cover the production, the serial production, it's impossible because the target is to be able to improve the technical cleanliness level of the area where you are producing the parts to cover all impact which can be jumped up on this place. And if you are not able to monitoring and you are not able to react in time, let's say for that, because you send the samples to the external companies and they are measuring your parts like the particle taps and analyzing for 3 weeks, you do not have the possibility to go back that what was happened before 3 or 4 weeks ago on the place where it was generated the particle, for instance. So therefore, it's critical item today that you have to have it. And also it's much cheaper than if you are measuring always the parts, because the monitoring of the shop floor, for instance, of the packaging is not so expensive. Then you need to, let's say, measure the parts and then reject the parts. On the other hand, the analysis is, or the measuring of the parts is in, let's say, the long measuring, I mean that in the time, because we spent with that minimum 2 hours, sometimes it's 4 hours, because beginning of the measuring, when you measure the parts, you have to make the blind test. And maybe you heard about that, the 19.1 will be changed this year. From October, we became the red version. The yellow version is ready, so it can be uploaded from the VDA portal. And this blind test, of course, is still there. So it's more strictly described that it has to be done part by part to ensure that the equipment is enough clean for the measure the parts. So let's say we are making the double measurement for in case of one piece. And it's cost, of course. So when we go to the development phase, one point is very important here, that the technical cleanliness level of the environment or the assembly, it cannot be done earlier than the run-at rate. Because that's the first time when you have the possibility to produce more parts, so you see that what's going on from this point of view. That's the reason why we are using this time, the starting point, to collect all the information which is coming from the, let's say, the serial condition. And more frequently, we are following the activity and checking that what's going on concerning this topic and making the implementation. If we see some gaps, that we have the possibility to improve the situation. So the target is to fix the issues or making on the smooth way, let's say, the serial production and fixing till the end of the ramp-up phase. So this point from run-at rate till the ramp-up phase, the end of the ramp-up phase, is a very critical period for the technical cleanliness analysis. So in the serial production, what we can do, if we fix the issues, then we have the possibility to monitoring, but not more frequent, not so more frequently than what we did in the ramp-up phase, let's say. So what we can do, that we are checking the environment, we are checking the packaging materials, or from technology point of view, we are checking the assembly lines, like that we are able to divide the beginning of the project, that which will be the particle generator processes, which are the particle collector processes. So we have the possibility to see that which is the critical and where we need to improve the process to avoid the contamination. Or if we are not able to avoid the contamination from technology point of view, that how we are able to remove on the sufficient way. And what we sometimes, let's say, forget to make it, that the main focus is on the parts, that the parts is enough clean. But how we are able to ensure that if the process is at the environment is enough clean for that, or we are able to clean it somehow. So when we are making, for instance, an integrated cleaning system into the process, we have to verify also that this integrated cleanliness process is enough or sufficient from product cleanliness point of view. And periodically, we have to ensure that the level is the same, which was beginning of the serial production, which was confirmed beginning of the serial production, not making any further noise on the parts level. As I said, that this is a special characteristics, so therefore we need to ensure somehow the monitoring of this characteristics definitely. And the best way that if we are able to protect the parts instead of that measure only the parts, based on the explanation previously. Next to the part and the environment control or the process control, what we can do, that we can integrate to the quality management system this process as the part of the internal audits. So we can make it for all elements, let's say, and we have to have the target, the quality target, what we expect from process point of view, what is sufficient, which is not. For instance, in the case of the environment, you have the possibility in CG1 or CG2 to use the ILIC value, which is able to provide you that where is the critical point from environment point of view. And you are able to make the further investigation in your process, that how you are able to reduce it. Based on my experience, I faced two types of the issues from technical cleanliness point of view. One is then, or the first one is when the parts previously was not decided as the technical cleanliness parts. I mean that there were no any specification, but for the next generation of the product discover this, and we need to produce in the same, during the same, let's say, same condition from infrastructure point of view, what we did in the previous version. So to change the infrastructure on this way is more difficult than if we choose the way that we build a new building, for instance, for that. And this can cause the conflicts from project point of view, that how we are able, or the product point of view, that how we are able to ensure that the process will be, let's say, stable, and how it will be worked on the product level, also the technical cleanliness. The second point for the next slide, what I said, and this should be the first one, is the mindset. As I said, it is similar like in the quality mindset, that there should be the technical cleanliness mindset. The first level of these requirements to know by the management, because they have the possibility to make the necessary decision concerning the allocated resources, not only from human point of view, but also from material point of view, I mean the cost point of view, definitely. And as I said, that it's in a very expensive game, let's say, what you need to implement during the project phase. So they have to know that what does it mean, the technical cleanliness. And if they made the decision that the organization needs the technical cleanliness product, then, and making the judgment that all the infrastructure will be fine from this point of view, but the rules are not covered according to the technical cleanliness, there is no meaning that how many million euros you invested in your process, because the rules can destroy immediately the technical cleanliness level. One example from my life, that I was in an audit within one of the German OEM in that supplier tier 1, and they were in construction phase when we made the audit, and they said that they fixed the technical cleanliness laboratory and they are able to measure the parts according to the technical cleanliness requirements. And when we went to the shop floor and we checked the laboratory, we saw that there was the cat inside the window in the laboratory. So it's let's say then is no meaning that if we say that technical cleanliness, it does not mean that it's really there, the technical cleanliness. If we have the safety shoes or technical cleanliness shoes, what we need to use in the area, and if we go to the reception for the pizza, then you go back with these shoes to the shop floor, there is no meaning of the technical cleanliness. And that's the reason why it's important that the first point is that the management has to have the knowledge and respect the technical cleanliness requirements, because they spent a lot of money on it. Then the organization needs to fulfill from rules point of view also as well, and respect the rules. So it's a direction is up to down and not on the opposite way. So you cannot push these requirements from the lower side. It has to push from management side, this direction. So that's all what I would like to share with you. Do you have any question? I was a little bit fast, I know, but the time is a little bit limited and I can speak about a lot this topic, according to this topic. So do you have any question?
Yeah, I do have, in fact, a practical question.
Yes.
I would like to understand better, in fact, the scope and the importance, in fact, of the cleanliness, more from quality point of view at one point. So that's, in fact, where the 19.2 comes into the picture. But on the other hand, for sure, you know, in fact, you're telling it right in the way that planning is important. So at one point, I should also have effective view on supporting effect teams, on making sure effect that they do the right stuff at the right time. So if I need to make a decision on the trainings which are given by the QFD on 19.1 or 19.2, should I give priority to 19.1 or priority to 19.2?
My based on my experiences, the priority is 19.2, because the 19.1, let's say, is speaking about only the methodologies, that how you are able to measure the parts and how you need to set up the let's say the process for the measuring. But how you measure the parts is the same that how you measure the units in the shop floor or the environment point of view, like the particle taps, also for the packaging unit. So it's how I teach in our trainings also, that in 19.1 somehow is integrated into the 19.2. And the main topic is that the technical cleanliness is not an quality activity. This is the design activity mainly, both from product and process point of view. The quality, which is the quality task, is only the measuring and how you are able to monitoring the effectiveness of the process, like in case of the audits, for instance. But all the rest is out of the scope of the quality. Because if we see from product design point of view, then they have to decide that which kind of characteristics is important from technical cleanliness point of view. What kind of tests do you need to do? How you are able to make it? Because it's impact to the durability and reliability, these characteristics, definitely. That's the reason why we need to protect it. And the second point, from process point of view, that it is the process design, that how you set the production process, like the equipments, to cover the assembly processes, and which kind of assembly process you are using, like the particle generator or the particle collector, which is the best one from product point of view. It's decided not by the quality, it's decided by the process engineering or the development of the industrial engineering, whatever, how we call them. But it's not belongs to quality. If it's an answer to your question.
Thank you.
During the trainings, I'm faced most of the times that the complete quality team is sitting in front of me. I'm making the 19.2. And I'm asking that where is the project management and where is the product design and where is the process design from your team?
Thank you. Our time is over, so if we can switch, Petra, to the next one. I just wanted to say 2-3 upcoming trainings. PSCR, obligatory, mandatory, both, all of them. What I will tell you, it's around end of September. So PSCR, it's a mandatory one. Core tools is needed essentially for those who would like to participate, who would like to have an 6.3 auditor. So it's quite important. Technical cleanliness 19.1, it's in September, speaking about which, and also there will be the 19.2, it will be mid of October. So both trainings will be in September and October, online, all of them. And last but not least, the qualifications for EATF. It is also, it will be held end of September, beginning of October. So thank you very much. Do not hesitate to send us questions later on. Also, we are here to answer and to support you. And for those who has not been yet on holiday, happy holidays for everyone. Thank you for your participation.